Hey everybody, welcome back to my layout. This will be a layout update for February 2018. All the work has taken place over on the CP side over the last month, so let's go over there and take a look at what's new on the layout. So this past month I put a lot of hours in over here on the CP side. The first thing I did was finish mudding and priming the drywall. Did all the sanding, primed the ceiling one more time. So it's the drywall is all done, complete. And then I put the all the pot light cans in. You can see all up above. Those are all in. And then we started on the lighting valence, as you can see. So pretty busy month down here. So we'll start over here at Banff. This is the beginning of the CP layout. Lighting is right here, so that's where I started with the valence. And we got all that installed. And like I was talking about before, pot lights are all in over here. And just working my way around doing the lighting valence now. One thing I gotta do is paint this wall around the door here. That's all gonna be the feature color to match the house. And then the ceiling down here is gonna stay white. Just the primer color from the drywall. So once I get the all the lighting valence installed, I'll be able to go ahead with the layout lighting, the LED strips. You can see one of the feeders hanging down there. That's going to be how I light the majority of the layout. So the valence is just pretty simple. There's nothing much to it. It's 2x4s, just primed white, and put those up as backing on the straight sections. The valence itself is just 1/4 inch hardboard, or masonite I think they call it, from Home Depot. So for the valence sections that aren't straight, I wanted the valence to match the profile of the layout down below, like follow the curve of the fascia on the layout. So what I did was I made sandwiched 2 pieces of 3/4 inch plywood together, and then I traced those to match the profile of the benchwork below, and then I just simply used the laser and attach it to the ceiling, so the lighting valence exactly matches the front of the fascia down below. So any of the curved sections or something weird angles or whatever, that's what I did. I made these two layers of 3/4 inch ply. It basically gives you the same dimension as a 2x4. So most of the valence, like you can see here, this is all 15 7/8 thick. And the reason for that is you can get 3 equal pieces then out of a 4x8 sheet. And then where the places where the ceiling drops down, like here, all I did was just cut the valence to match the thickness profile so that it would just be a straight line kind of here along the bottom. So here you can pretty clearly see there's a transition from a 2x4 used for backing right there to a custom cut double thick piece of 3/4 inch plywood that makes that carries the valence around that curve on the peninsula. So this is the curve around the peninsula, which is Morant's curve here on this side. This was by far the most difficult piece to do. It was a really huge piece. The radius was about 40 inches. Just trying to trace the profile of what the future fascia is going to look like was pretty tough. Throw some pictures in here, just quickly show you kind of a slideshow of how I did it. I still have to clean up this joint here. It's just got glue on it. I haven't painted it or finished it up yet, so it's going to be a little bit better. But getting this one was easy, like starting on a straight part over here. When we got to this one, starting on a curve, very, very difficult to get that to bend perfect. So still going to try and clean this up a bit. Hopefully I can get that a little bit more invisible. But all in all, I'm pretty happy with it. It looks pretty cool. Still in the process, but to join the 2 pieces, I've been just clamping a small 2-inch piece of hardboard in there, and that just use like Gorilla Glue and let it sit for a day, and then I take it off, and it seems to be working pretty good. just to join the two pieces. Left quite a bit of space down below the joiner. That's because the lighting strip will be going right along there, along the bottom. So you can see this curved piece at Marantz is huge. Goes all the way from over here is where it starts, and it goes all the way around to right here. So once we got past the peninsula curve, it's a lot easier. These are just straight sections, so just 2x4, painting them, priming them, putting them up, just 2 screws, and I just go into every floor joist. So the floor joist centers are about 20 inches. So they're screwed in 2 places every 20 inches. And you can see I still have to do the backing strips to connect these ones, so they're not going to look so kind of ratty like that. They're going to be, should be all one fluid piece once I'm done fixing them up. So down here at the far end of the CP layout, this curve, I thought this would be, I didn't think this would be a problem, but I have a test strip that I was going around with, kind of clamping it to the benchwork and using that to trace the curves for the backing. And I was trying to get my test strip to fit in here, and I was pushing it to see how tight I could make the corners, and I snapped it. So this is actually really pushing it to bend a 1/4 inch hardboard in. It was pretty tough to get this one to fit. I wouldn't definitely go any tighter than this. The curve radiuses are about 14 inches on each side, like a 14-inch curve here and a 14-inch curve here. That is really pushing it. Like, this thing it's super tight in there. Like, I wouldn't recommend going any tighter than that with 1/4 inch hardboard. My backup plan was to use 2 pieces of 1/8 if I had to, but we were able to get that one in there with a little bit of finesse. You can see the profile of it. It's pretty much a horseshoe shaped. I wanted it to be more square and kind of have a flat section here, but just wasn't possible. The curves were too tight. So it's a heads up, if you're doing this type of valance or fascia, watch out for going tighter than, I would say not to go tighter than 15-inch radius on the corners. So it's just looking down the other way at the CP side. And that's it, guys. That's what I've been up to this past month. Lots of hours down here. Man, just to do those custom pieces for the curves for the backing, tons of hours of work. Like, it took me 3 days to make that piece to go around this peninsula here. But I couldn't think of any other way to do it, so just had to put the time in. These are kind of the raw hardboards that I've got left. Still have to paint these ones. I'm just painting them with a roller. Kind of do it in stages. I do the back with the white primer, let it dry for a day, and then I flip it over and do the black. It's an eggshell paint. The paint store recommended not going with flat because it's hard to clean. And I remember that from my last layout. If you rubbed up against it, you could see marks on it with the flat black paint. So this is an eggshell black that I'm using for the lighting valance, and I'm going to use the same color for the fascia. So that'll wrap up this layout update, guys. Really hoping to get this valance finished in the next couple weeks, and then I'll be going ahead with the lighting. Not 100% sure how I'm going to attach it, but I'm pretty certain I'm going to use an aluminum L bracket to just a silicone along the bottom of the valance here, and then just to be a matter of connecting the bus wires and hooking up the drivers. So that's what I'm going to be up to over the next month. As always, thanks a lot for watching, guys. See you next time.